Wow, standing here is really special. First, I'd like to congratulate my fellow inductees. What a deserving group of people. It's been really special to hear about everybody tonight. I'd also like to thank the powers that be that inducted me into the Hall of Fame. Before I take a step back in the past, I want to take a second to preemptively thank my wife, Mandy, for having to listen to me talk about myself for the next 5 minutes. While you weren't around to enjoy my days donning the Garnet #1 jersey, I'm excited you get to experience the power of football when our two boys suit up one day. I love you. It's been 25 years since I first put the pads on. It was junior Pee Wee Pop Warner. After only a few weeks, I liked playing the game, but I dreaded practice. And you can ask any of my teammates here tonight, that did not change while I was at Union. Those first few months, I begged my mom to miss practice each night. Then I had to miss the last practice of the season because we were going to a Bills game as a family. I remember going to hand my pads in and leaving the practice and crying. And I remember not really knowing why I was crying. I was young. I was only 8 years old at the time. And looking back now, I realize it was the first time I felt love for something other than a person. And I know the main reason that I'm standing here tonight is because of my love of football. Luckily for me, I had an incredible network of family who did nothing but champion my love for football. To my living grandparents here tonight, Sam, Nucha, and Sue, thank you for being my biggest fans. I love you all. To my grandpa Tom in heaven, thank you for seeing something special in me and pushing me further than I ever could have imagined on my own. Not a day goes by I don't think about you. I love and miss you. To my siblings, Tyler, Connor, Alexa, Allison, and Ashley, thanks for fueling my fire. As your big brother, I always wanted to make you all proud. And to my stepfather, John, I probably haven't told you enough, but thank you for all you've done for me. And thanks for making me a Bills fan. Actually, I take the Bills part back, but I love you. To my mom, Gail, you did all the thankless things that go unnoticed, like being my personal chef, my chauffeur, my pastor, and most importantly, the person I could always count on. You taught me many things, but humility was the cornerstone. Like the time in high school, I scored a touchdown in a lopsided game, and I remember flashing a Superman t-shirt from underneath my jersey to the cameraman in the corner of the end zone. I can vividly remember the next morning, you giving me some choice words about my career being shortened if that's how I was going to disrespect my opponent and to act like I had been there before moving forward. Mom, thanks for your continued perspective throughout my football journey. I love you. Dad, we spent many hours in the cars together, a few hours a weekend, every other weekend for 15 years. I don't think either of us loved those car rides, but when they were stopped and life took hold, I realized how valuable those hours were that we spent together. I even know as you sit here tonight, you probably don't think I listened to 90% of what you said, and you are damn right, I didn't. But all kidding aside, those conversations and advice were invaluable to me, and the car rides were a blessing in disguise. Whenever I carried the football, I always wanted to make you proud. And since you love telling me all those stories about how great you were, let's make sure we settle the debate tonight about who was a better running back. Just ask Grandpa, I know he knows. When my recruitment started in high school, Union really wasn't in the picture. I did not consider coming here until a few weeks before I had to make a decision. But in the end, the main reason I chose to come to Union was because of Coach John Audino. Coach recruited me for 2 years straight. He knew it was a long shot, but he was unrelenting. He called during every open window, every single night, leaving messages, sending notes to the school, calling every night. My mom could attest to this. He left more messages. Luckily for him, his perseverance did not turn me off. As I noted earlier, my dad lived 2 hours away, so I was used to having an Italian guy call me relentlessly. I knew I made the right decision when I got the pads on because Coach Audino was an offensive genius. He implemented the complex strategy of giving me the ball 30 times a game. In all sincerity, I would not be standing here tonight if it wasn't for you, Coach. You did a hell of a job recruiting me. You were an incredible leader. You are an incredible man. and you're one of the union's greatest treasures. No one deserves to be in the Hall of Fame more than you, and I hope to be back here in a short time to celebrate such. Coach, I love you. Thanks for everything. Once Coach got me on campus, I was blessed to play with some incredible teammates, and we made a ton of magic together, on the field and some special moments off it. Bus rides, Friday night meals, training, planning those epic late night standing room only study parties at our now infamous campus house, 20U. While many teammates had an impact on my career, there are some I'd like to single out. First and foremost, as a running back, no group or teammates or coaches had a greater impact on my success than the guys up front. Tim Cannon, Elliot Silverstein, Pat Hatch, Gene Parloff, James Masso, Craig Avalone, Walter Roche, Andrew Salvo, Tony Morello, Dustin Connolly. I was blessed to have those guys paving holes for me, and tonight I feel like we all get in the Hall of Fame together. In addition to my O-line, I had some special teammates that doubled as special friends. Ryan Perry, thanks for showing me the ropes when I got on campus. We shared a special bond that I'll always appreciate. I love you, brother. Anthony Marotti, my quarterback, thanks for sharing 4 magical years with me in the backfield. Running the ball was undoubtedly made easier with you by my side. But there is no question your ability to hand me the ball is what made you special. No one handed the ball off like you, buddy. I love you. Steve Angeletta, the first week of camp, I knew you were a baller, and I was right. I will say this, though. Please teach your son to run block down the field better than you did, because the world has already seen enough diva wide receivers. All kidding aside, you and Marotti softened up a ton of defenses for me. I love you, brother. Matt Dumont, you played defense, so one may wonder what impact you had on my career. And to that, I would thank you for your role in our defense giving up 30 points a game because the offense could never let our foot off the gas. Just kidding, Brownie, if you're in here. I love you. But we made some great memories together. And last, but certainly not least, my co-pilot, my fullback, and the most unselfish guy in our high-flying offense, PJ DeGear. PJ, I want you to know how much you meant to my success. I remember thinking how hard it must have been week after week, year after year, to sacrifice yourself blocking for me and receive none of the glory. You never complained, and you blocked with the vision of a running back. You always made the right read. PJ always used to like to say before the game, I laced the track, you locked the flow. Tonight, we're doing it again, brother. And for my final moment on the stage, I'd just like to leave you all the same way that the running back group used to leave pregame warm-ups, as our coach, John Kralovic, used to circle us all up in the corner of the end zone, and he'd give a little motivational speech. But he always ended his speech with the same great line. He said, God blessed you with the gift to play football, and what you do today is your gift back. I like to think the good Lord enjoyed the gifts I gave back every Saturday. I know I enjoyed creating them. Thank you, and God bless everyone.